Hey Kelly, welcome back. So this is the ultimate tick removal and zero drama. Let's have a look, shall we? It's that time of year again, and I've been bitten by ticks loads of times, more than I can remember over the last 12 years. This year has been an absolute killer, hasn't it?
Yeah, and usually it's me that's the one that gets bitten mostly by the ticks. I mean, mozzies have always been your gig, haven't they? And ticks have always been mine. But for some reason this year, well, as we know, there's been a bit of an influx of ticks, and we think it might have been due to the warmer weather.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? We didn't really get a winter this year.
It never really got too minusy for too long, did it?
No, and ticks will only survive over 8 degrees in temperature. So that temperature's got to drop below 8 degrees for at least a week before the ticks go into like a hibernation or start to die off and things like that. But yeah, I've got a tick in me, and this next bit is how I'm going to get rid of it. Nice, simple, and no drama whatsoever. It's easy. And then after that bit, Tara's going to give a talk on preventative measures, and prevention's better than cure, right? But it's just our way of keeping safe and stop getting eaten.
Yeah.
So basically pinch it and slide on the tick hook remover and then twist it and pull. Job done. As you can see there, it's no nonsense, it's simple, it's straightforward. That's one of the best things. I mean, we've used all sorts of tick removers over the years, from the pen ones, from the card ones, the slotty ones, all that sorts of things. And we picked these up, these specific type of tick removers that you saw. Tara will show you more in a minute. For I think about $2.99, $3.99, and they have been absolute lifesavers for us. Literally lifesavers, because you get Lyme's disease. It's not game over, but you're going to feel really bloody ill for a bloody long time. But anyway, I'm going to take you indoors. I'll show you what our preventative measures are as well. So as you can see, Tara's already prepped most of the area in here, haven't you?
Well, I've got some took out because sometimes we like to keep things behind us that are easily accessible for the evenings. As you can see from the floor, it's due for a little bit of a wipe out. This is 2 days, because the last time we wiped it out was just 2 days ago. So this is how much we can make in just 2 days. Now you can imagine a lot of ticks are probably hiding in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pass Mod the bags, with the sleeping bags, one by one, and he's going to empty them out without touching the floor. Now I can't do it because I'm too little, and I can't empty my bag out and bash it out without it scraping through the dirt on the floor because I'm too short. Mod, however, has height on his side, so he's going to do that for us. So now typically what I would do while Mod does this is I would be pulling out my sleeping mat and my pillow. I put my pillow on top of my sleeping mat and leave them on the floor outside of the tent. That's because while he's doing that, I can wipe out my side, and then we turn it round and he does the same with his side and I wipe out his side, and then we do the same with the dog. Thing is I can't actually do the wiping out whilst I'm holding the camera. Now he's giving it a good bash and a good wipe, making sure he's getting that inside completely clear, because you do get these microscopic type ones, you know, that just really hang on in there.
One thing I have noticed though is they like zips too, so always be mindful of your zips and your gaskets on your zips. They will get them quite heavily on there.
And you can see he's being very thorough. He's a good man. Right, now, as I can't put that back in the tent for a minute because I've got to wipe my side, Poor Mod is going to have to hold that bag and the camera so I can show you what I'm doing whilst he's doing that, in theory.
Right, there we go.
So ordinarily, whilst he's bashing that out like that, I would just get this out. And it doesn't matter that it's on the floor because I'm going to bash it out before I get it back in. But this is what we use. Baby wipes. Very important that you use baby wipes and no other kind of wipe, because any other cleaning wipe has products in it that will reduce the waterproofing of your tent.
That actually breaks it down, doesn't it?
It breaks it down, yeah. So a big mistake, you know, don't worry about antibacterial. You live in the bloody woods. So my first thing I do is I use the first wipe, and the reason we use wipes is because all those little ticks, they get picked up by the fibres of the wipe. So what I'm going to do is use this to get rid of the worst of the fur, the first one, because the fur likes it, grabs onto the wipe really easily. The joys of living with an Alsatian. So that's the first lot. And now I'm going to get into the corners because we know where beasties like to hide.
And I'm still holding her bag as well, look at that. Multitasking. See, Tara does a thorough job on this thing, and the good thing about it is she's wiping from top to bottom. By wiping from top to bottom, because your legs and your feet are in your foot box of your bag, there's typically less, but because the dog's down the bottom as well, he has a special collar on as well. See, I see online a lot of people going, oh, get this colour and get that colour. We've always sworn by Seresto colours. Now, some places, they're advertise them as 80 quid. And, you know, if you go to places like Jolly's or Pets at Home and things like that, they're bloody expensive. But on Amazon, from the actual company Seresto, yeah, they do the job brilliantly. And I know herbicides and stuff like that, some people get funny about. They're only dangerous to like arachnids and things like that. So for, I think it's 37 quid, it just, prevention is better than cure. You're never going to cure the tick problem, especially in the UK, where there's animals, deer, stuff like that. So the preventative measures, we just use a Seresto collar for him, and we remove the ticks also the same way as you previously saw in this video.
And whilst we're talking about preventative measures, one of the important things to remember about tick removal is to remove them within the first 24 hours, because if you can get them out in the first 24 hours, you reduce your risk of Lyme disease significantly. If you find a tick in you, so long as it's not engorged and it's still flat, it hasn't been in you for any longer than 24 hours. So get that bugger out ASAP. Another little thing, as you heard me mention about the microscopic ones, we've got the tick removers, which I'll show you. So we always keep these tick removers handy, and there's 3 sizes: big, little, medium, whatever, small. But sometimes this tiny little one won't get the tiny little microscopic ones out because they're just too small. That's where these come into play. That's where my tweezers come into play. Now, with the tweezers, what I will say is be prepared to lose some skin, because that's our method. What we do is, because they're so tiny, we'll just grab the flesh.
Here you go. You can do it on my hand as an experiment. Yes, I've still got the sleeping bag.
So basically, I would grab the flesh, pinch, grab the actual flesh with it, and pull the flesh out too. So you will end up with a tiny little scab. And let's just say, no pain, no gain, right? Just get the bloody tick out is all I say. I don't care if it's going to take a bit of skin with it. As long as I'm not going to get Lyme disease, I'm all good. So yeah, final result for the tiny, tiny ones is these. On the other note about preventative measures, don't bother using any oils or scents or anything like that. Time has proven that it's ineffective. Another problem that you have is dogs, they don't deal very well with citronella. So if you're using citronella, it could have a really bad impact on the dog because they can get poisoned by it.
Most of this stuff we tried to figure out in our first year of living this way with a pet, or as he is a service aid. But see, the problem was we were trying all sorts. People were saying use lemon. People were saying use citronella, essential oils, this, that, and this, lemongrass, all sorts of different things. Skin so soft for mozzies and tick prevent. None of it works. Realistically, when living this way, none of it works apart from the preventative measures that you can take. Citronella oils, candles, rubs, salves, anything like that, you're just going to smell like a hippie.
Yeah.
They just don't work. So we've come up with all sorts of fancy measures, even mixing Vaseline with like a different sort of mint and things like that. Doesn't work. I saw one once that a guy was doing when I was on a survival course, and he got all this mint and real stinky mint. He smelled like bloody polos and mouthwash and everything. Let it all on his pine bed and everything else, and he said he's never had a problem with ticks. Do you know what? I've never had it. In the whole time I've lived this way, I've had 4 ticks. But this year, I've had about 17. Global warming? Whatever. It's just ticks. It's all Bill Gates, isn't it? Just about. They can see you bashing something. Tara's bashing her pillow and putting that back in. Shaking off her. Saw in the comments somewhere, what mat do you use? It's a Thermarest Z-Lite. That's all.
Yep, nothing more, nothing less. Awesome. Right, I'll take that sleeping bag back off you now then, please, babe.
Yeah, I've still got it. But I've wrapped it up nicely so it keeps it all covered. And then when Tara puts it back on her mat and her bed, job done.
Now, leave it all like that for now because I've still got all the other side to do.
Just got my side to do. Also with dogs, another thing to remember is you're putting this stuff on the dog or you're putting it in your tent or whatever, wherever you're camping. Imagine what that's doing to the dog's nose. A dog's sense of smell is 100,000 times better than ours. 100,000 times. I'd say it's a bit of a no-brainer. Anyway, I'm going to shake off my bag whilst Tara sorts out the rest of the internals. Now, one of the tricks with my bags is it's a Wilser Grand Nord 2. And on the inside of it, Tara hates it. It's like a waterproof shell, an outer shell sort of thing. Same as the outer, but not. Well, this stuff here actually lets ticks slide off. They can't grip onto it properly. So for me, personally, that's why I've always gone for these sorts of bags or military bags. Winner every time. Tara's bag, although she hasn't been bitten as many times this year, so I beg to differ. Potato, potato, right? And the one other thing people forget is if your sleeping bag has a pillow socket, you've got to empty that out too, because otherwise the ticks or anything that you brush off your bag gets all caught in there like a carrier. So a little bit about today's sponsor. This is the Fossibot F16 Pro, and this entire episode has been made with this phone. And obviously I've got the microphone in the bottom. I'm going to leave all the jargon all over the screen for you in a minute, but what a fantastic, brilliant bit of kit this is. I saw a comment the other day and matey turns around and he was like, what about your laptop and your battery packs and this, that and this? We either film on this or we film on that phone, which is, as you've already seen, I'll leave it up. No laptops, no studios, no nothing. So I was flattered reading a forum last week about how good my video recording is and all this lot. Just use little things like this. It's a wide angle phone. It's tough. It's got a 3000 700 milliamp battery with it. I have used, well, I made this episode on it, and I can edit on it as well. But yeah, it is a tiny little screen when you're trying to edit on it, like the size of my thumb. But yeah, Fossibot sent it through, and I have had a whale of a time messing around with this. I did send an email to them because the video light comes out blue. And if I could change that, no, I can't change it. Maybe you should look into that, Fossibot. See if you can change that video light from blue to white, or even like a golden moonlight yellow sort of thing. But yeah, I've had loads of fun with it. It's even got a 3/4 inch screw on the bottom as well, so you can put it onto any tripod. They sent, I'll leave a picture of it all up here. They sent brackets and car mounts and window mounts and all sorts of things. Obviously, Fossibot, we don't need it for out here. We've got ain't got a window to stick it to, have we? But on the inside of the tent, basically what happens is the phone literally can clip on like that, and got your hands-free selfie stick in a tent on your tent stick. It's got a wide-angle lens, which is obviously what this video has been recorded on, and it's got a smaller lens. It's got dedicated camera buttons, so you can literally, once you've opened the phone, do this, and you're filming. You're already filming, literally. So I'll stop it. You're filming. You're already filming, literally. So I'll stop it. So yeah, I mean, I've got YouTube Studio on this. I've got Open Camera, because you can use the other camera in Open Camera. I still haven't figured out how to open up the native camera app and get it to that lens there. So I'm not 100% sure. It's got Instagram on there. It's had WhatsApp, YouTube, my video editing program, Grok, Gmail, Picture This. What else have I got on here? All sorts, everything. It's basically a little phone with an action camera attached to it, its own 3/4 inch mount, and yeah, it's bloody brilliant. I'll leave the link down in the description. Do go over and have a look. For a tiny phone, tough, small, fits in your hand, EDC sort of, I'm just going to film every sort of moment out of my walks and walkabouts and shit like that. Yeah, go over and have a look. I'm keeping this because I really enjoy it. I like the wide angleness of it. I like how I can put it inside the tent and give that wide angle sort of perspective. Obviously, I get a bit of wide angle on that phone, but that's nearly a kilo of phone. This is only 230 grams sort of thing. And yeah, it's fantastic. Link in the description. Go over, have a look. Again, Fossibot, thank you very much. Let's get back into the video, shall we? Thanking you and thanking you.
Thanking you too.
Tell you what, one of the best things about these tents, 159 quid. And that's the funny thing. I keep seeing comments on big channels and stuff like that. Oh, this got a £200 tent, £300 tent, £400 tent. 159 quid, I think it is, from Nightcat. And yeah, does the job. 2 opening sides of the doors. You can get in and out nice and easily. One door open if it's raining, one door closed if it's coming in from the other way. Now my bag's in, I've had to fold over the end as well, just so Tara can do the bottom and all that jazz.
Oh, the best bit.
Yeah.
Look at the state of that.
2 days.
Oh, it's just, it just doesn't stop with the German Shepherd, does it? It
Nope.
never stops.
No.
Oh, chunks and chunks of it. Still, the birds make good use of it.
The birds always make good use out of it. You see them every day coming in. Oh, I've grab that bit, that bit, that bit, that bit. They're awesome.
Use the first one to get rid of the worst of the fluff. You'll notice this time I'm not going this way, I'm going that way, because I don't want to bring anything towards my bed that doesn't need to be there.
Now you see down here, all the way along there, that means the seam's on its way out, and we don't use anti-bac and stuff like that. So it's only just because it's getting dry. We can clean that off, get it resealed, or reseal it ourselves. The tent's supposed to last you. I mean, apart from the storm Elwyn that took out the old one, and the dog that took out the last one from when you saw a few months back, yeah, it's made to last. It's got to be made to last, especially in this lifestyle.
Last of the crud.
The last of it.
Yeah.
Also, an acquaintance of mine yesterday asked me, he said, "Oh, how do you know if you've got a tick?" Oh, you'll know. You'll know because it's like a mozzie bite to start with. You'll start to itch it. And mozzie bites, you get relief when you've itched it, right? Well, what happens after you've itched it with a tick bite is it will itch even more. And they're a little bit like limpets. You've got to get them off first time, but if you start scratching at them, they just dig in deeper and harder, and they just latch on and they stay there. And anyway, this lady come by and she said, "Oh, I had Lyme's disease years ago. I don't think I've gotten over it." If you've got Lyme's disease and you haven't gotten over it, and you didn't have the injection or the pills that they give you, anything like that, then you haven't gotten over it. But she said she was treated. That's cool. And he said to me, like, "Oh, so how do people get Lyme's disease then?" I said, "Well, it's one of two things. They've left the tick in there too long, and it's fallen off, so they haven't been able to find the tick. And what typically happens with that is, I'll probably put a couple of pictures up on the screen of what a tick bite with Lyme's disease looks like when you start getting the Lyme's. But otherwise," I said to him, "they see a big globular animal insect thing on them, a spider, because they're part of the arachnids, and they try and squeeze it and push and pull it out. The minute if you don't get behind the neck and you try and squeeze it, now what the ticks do is they will puke up, inject the Lyme's disease, the bacterial blood and everything that they've got in their system. If they feel under threat, they'll just regurgitate it. Oh, that's the word I was looking for. And you will inevitably get Lyme's. So that's two of the main sort of things, without being a professional, because I'm not a professional, that we have discovered over the years that it's best to get behind the neck, in front of the body, twist and pull. Some sources say don't twist. I've tried the no twist method, and the bugger's still been in me, and it's left the head in. Sometimes with the twist method, it's because if you look at a tick, I'll put it up on the screen here, you look at a tick's mouth, that thing looks barbaric as shit. But our theory is, if you twist it, it stops those spines being dug in, and it can quick removal. No nonsense, right? It's worked for us. Let us know down in the comments what works for you, what you found has worked for you. Be interested to hear, see, know, and we might even try out a couple of your techniques too.
So I guess ultimately we don't use funny scents or anything like that. We aren't afraid of a tick bite. We don't like them. Who does? I mean, they're a pretty grim idea of something eating into you. However, we've kind of got used to the idea over the years. You do get used to it. That so long as you remove it within 24 hours, it's fine. I mean, at the moment, we've got marks all over us where we've had plenty this year. But again, we check each other, and that's another good thing. Another preventative measure is to have yourself a buddy.
We've got a buddy system, and it works really bloody well.
Yeah.
Really bloody well.
So, for example, if Mod gets an itch on his back and he's not sure whether it is or it isn't, first of all, he wouldn't even be able to remove it on his own, because how are you going to do that on your back? But second of all, he can't even check it on his own.
No.
So it's good to have each other, because I can go, "Oh, babe, I've got an itch and it's starting to really nag me. Can you just check that for us, you know?" And buddy system, don't be afraid. Don't bother with scents, because I can promise you they don't work. In fact, I've seen somebody doing dots on a paper plate, and they put the oils on, and then they put a tick on it, and the tick's just walking through all of the oils. It doesn't care.
Well, the little bit of research I done is, when you're bashing things around, they're drawn to vibrations, and they're drawn to electromagnetism too, apparently, something like that. And I've heard stories of people trying to put coconut oil over them to suffocate them, Vaseline over them to you know they breathe from their ass, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of why people try to cover the whole bug by doing. I mean, yes, okay, that is a method that is sometimes effective, but I'm telling you, that's probably only going to be effective with the larger type of ticks.
It's worked for me a couple of times, coconut oil and the Vaseline, but then you've got to like sit there for a good 10 minutes with it still biting into you.
Yeah,
It's not a great way to go about it.
we like to be quick about it. The minute we know it's there, it's like quick, because the minute you've recognised it's there, you've normally already fiddled with it, and at
Yeah.
that point you can feel it. You can feel it actually eating into you because it's trying to get a grip because it knows it's about to be pulled.
It's insufferable. It's like a flea bite sort of thing. It just drives you insane.
Yeah.
But don't worry, if you live outside like this all the time, your dogs, your pets, anything will never get fleas.
No, dog's never had fleas, not one.
No.
And that, on the note of dog, before he obviously I've just done his side and he got out. Before he got back in, I made sure I gave him a good old rub off, and then before I finished, I give myself a good rub off. You know.
If any of you have ever seen my boots and the bottoms of my trousers, you always see that they're rolled up. I'll see if I can get a photo for you. Well, that stops any ticks crawling up your boots inside your trousers and then up to your nether regions and stuff like that too. So another preventative measure is get some twisty bungees. I think they're like £2 in the army surplus, or elastic bands, hair bands. Put them around the top of your boots, tuck your boots in. I'll do a video on that one day for you.
Yeah. And of course there is the clothing situation. So we always make sure that we have things tucked in, as was just mentioned with these trousers. So we don't go around wearing shorts and flip-flops.
No.
Don't make the mistake of wearing flip-flops, especially if you're in a high tick area. It's just, you'll be pulling them out of you all day long.
Yeah, not only that, it's always good to have that second change of clothes. So when you've been heavily in the undergrowth most of the day or anything like that, foraging, you can get home, shake them all off, put your night gear on, even if it's just a loose t-shirt and a pair of shorts sort of thing. But you know your bag's going to be clean because you cleaned it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know your clothes are going to be clean because you haven't been wearing them all day, mooching around. All of that sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I hope you found this helpful and you got a bit out of this video.
Yeah. Any experiences that you've had that you want to share, do leave a comment below.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, share around and all that hype. Maybe.
I didn't think we were saying that anymore.
Or don't bother. Don't
I'm
bother
going to
at
say
all.
don't bother.
Yeah.
We'd rather stay small. Don't do any of that.
No.
I'll tell you what, the best you could do is leave us a comment.
Yeah.
We like reading the comments.
Yeah, we do indeed. Anyway, until next time, happy
Happy
hopping.